Capital punishment has been the discussion of many debates among lawmakers for decades. Although it is legal in 32 of 50 states, many citizens disagree with this means of punishment. The gas chamber was first introduced in the state of Nevada in 1924 as a more humane way to execute inmates. In 1982, Texas became the first state to use lethal injection as a method of execution. 40-year-old Charles Brooks was executed for murdering David Gregory, a Fort Worth mechanic. On March 5, 1945, Lena Baker was wrongly convicted of murder and became the first woman to be executed by electric chair in the state of Georgia. In 2005, Georgia's Board of Pardons and Paroles granted Baker a pardon, saying that the state had committed a grievous error.
Furman v. Georgia case is a case where William Henry Furman attempted a burglary that resulted in the accidental death of a homeowner. In the process, the gun went off while he attempted to escape. The incident resulted in Furman being sentenced to death. The case Furman v. Georgia was decided in 1972, which ended in a moratorium on the death penalty. The Supreme Court found that the death penalty in such cases were cruel and unusual punishment and pointed out the racial disproportions.
I think that our capital punishment system, or our punishment system, is about justice and not about revenge. But the death penalty often has a feel of seeking revenge. Really, we believe that life without parole is a very harsh punishment that's much more appropriate. And it's actually, a lot of people don't know this, it's much less expensive to keep someone in prison for life than to try them capitally and execute them. So all the money that's saved on capital punishment could be going to things like services for victims and families of victims, and crime fighting and violence reduction. If people stay in prison for life, they could work and even pay restitution to the families. So we believe that's a punishment that is much more about justice than about pure revenge. Modern era of the death penalty, which started in 1977, since then, just in North Carolina, there have been 7 innocent people released from death row. 5 of those just in the past 15 years. Nationally, since 1977, we have had over 140 people who were innocent and released from death rows. So it certainly happens, not just every great once in a while, but frequently, that we send innocent people to death row. And North Carolina now has 153 people on death row. A lot of them were sentenced before a lot of key reforms that gave them the right to a good defense and a lot of other basic protections that are considered essential to a fair trial now. So the likelihood of us having someone who is innocent on death row right now is, just the odds of probability, it's extremely high. I mentioned that for anybody who's interested in learning more about the death penalty in North Carolina and about some of the issues surrounding it and the problems, or getting involved in the issue, there's a great website called ncdeathpenalty.org where you can go and find out all kinds of things and sign up for a mailing list.